I don't really have any plans. I've got this painting in front of me that I've been working on, so I'm going to work on this one. And originally I was going to do it with cotton wool. I was going to try cotton wool and see what effects I could get. Now the closer I got to doing that, the more I remembered and realised that touching cotton wool really does give me the shivers and gives me the ick, I suppose. So I'm not going to do that. I've got a little bit of tissue paper instead. I'm going to try and start with do some up here, soften these edges around in the sky with a bit of tissue paper, and then I'm just going to paint really and see what comes to mind. Let's pick some paint. I think I've got my traditional yogurt pot lid. I've got a bit of white paint, and let's mix that with a bit of, maybe a bit of orange and a bit of yellow, and use that for the sky because that's kind of what we've got up there, orangey yellows. So if we can just blend that in, get like some clouds, I suppose is what I'm talking about. I've got this cadmium yellow, this Liquitex one, a little bit of that in there, and find my orange, and some cadmium orange. This is the golden acrylics one. There we go. Let's give it a mix. Now I think what I'll do is I'll just take the tissue, take a piece. This is napkin actually, technically. And I think I'll just mix it in to keep the paints kind of separate, not too heavily mixed, and then that'll create a bit more of an effect on the cardboard, which is what we're painting on. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. Okay, that's quite heavy. I'll try and put a bit of a curl into it. Let's try streaking that. Works quite well. There we go. Oh yeah, I sold a couple of paintings as well this week to a friend. It's always interesting selling to friends, isn't it? Because you kind of think like, oh, they're just doing this for a favour, but I really don't think that was the case. They really seemed thrilled, and they gave the art as a gift, and the person who received it apparently was happy about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't tell me otherwise if it wasn't the case, but I get the vibe that they were happy about it. So that's really good and quite reassuring and nice. And when people see your artwork and think it's good, then that's nice too. Because I'm quite critical, I think, of my artwork, but I think maybe rightly so, because is it that good? But I mean, that's not really the reason I do it. The reason I do it is because it's some kind of itch I need to scratch, a creative outlet of some kind that I seem to need to address. So that, you know, that's why I'm doing it. But you know, you might as well make a thing out of it as well, if you can. So there we go. Just mooded it up a bit. So let's try and, one of the challenges when you got something that you're trying to do, I think, is for me to work methodically and not just go crazy everywhere, which is, you can do that, but I think to make progress sometimes you need a little bit more order. And I think the next bit I'm going to address is the middle down here, and get some darkness into there. Because I've got some that's already on there and it looks quite nice. So I'm going to find the burnt umber. Straight in there. Not too much burnt umber. was something dusty in there. What was that? Right, and I'm going to use one of my blades that I like to use to paint with. I'm just going to put the end in, and I'll try and keep it quite light and a bit sort of angly, and vary the angles as I lay it down to try and create a bit more of a rough looking effect. I really should be wearing my reading glasses for this, because I can't really see particularly well what I'm doing, but we can do it on vibes, I guess. It's working all right. And as this painting sort of progresses, I quite like it. And the last one I did in the same style, if you saw that video, I also quite like, and I do think I'm going to get some pieces of aluminium and basically stick them and use some spray adhesive, stick them to the aluminium, and then varnish them. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to invest a little bit in them. It's just a matter of finding the right thickness of aluminium. Have you worked with aluminium for artwork? How thin can I get away with? You know, I don't want to like. Obviously, that's not going to bend, but there's going to be a point where there's going to be flex. But then flex is not bad if it's on as long as it's mounted to a wall and stays flat in that situation. I'm going to use some white paint and try and pull it across there. This is quite textured here with the paint that's dried before. And I'm just going to try and create a bit more. This bit here is too solidly red, so I'm going to try and break that up a bit with some white. I'll use this. If it picks up a bit of the orange and the yellow, that's fine. I don't mind that, because that's going to soften the white a little bit. I've got another blade here, it's quite heavy. I'm going to just start right at the side and bring it across. It's quite heavy on the right side, so I'm going to go back. It's kind of gone on heavier than I want, especially there, so I'm going to spray it and then I can sort of dab it off with a tissue or scrape it with the blade, whichever I prefer really. And yeah, first we'll go for the blade. It's making some interesting pools of water. I'm going to drip those around just to create some more effects, and then I'm going to come in with this and really try and break it up a bit. Okay, that's where we're at now. So some ultramarine and some primary cyan and some of this white left from before. I'm going to get this little sponge thing and then I'm going to try and make some colour variation into the water. I'm just going to go at it pretty randomly to start with, like that. And then I'm going to get this little brush and scrub in. A little bit of burnt umber on the blade, pull it across this water, top of the water here, try and create some kind of transition. Not really worked how I wanted. It's fine. Spray it and wash it off a bit. It's not too bad. Get a bit of shadow into that water. Don't want that much down there though. I think I'll leave it there for today. Made some progress. I think it looks more developed than it did before. And the thing to do is to let it dry and have a look at it and then see what else I feel like I want to do. We're definitely going to add some more to it anyway, and I think we're definitely going to keep it. Hope whatever you're doing is going well. I'll see you next time, and have a good day.